Happy Tuesday, all. Welcome to Tuesday Mornings. I'm Billy Scott, and this is a Daddy Story podcast. We're going to talk about real life lessons and share things we deal with on a daily basis with other dads and moms. And today we got somebody here, a friend of mine, Jason Alvarez. Jason, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm 41 years old. I've been married for like 7 months now. I have a 10-year-old son. He'll be 11 in August, mid of August. I'm sorry, late August. And I'm a mechanic for a living. I've been working on your stuff for years. I've known you for 12 years, 13 years, something like that.
It's been a while. It's getting up there.
About 12, 13 years, yeah. So yeah, but I'm a mechanic. I love what I do and get to that every day. So it's just.
What kind of hours a week do you work?
I leave the house at 7:30, 8 o'clock in the morning. I don't come home sometimes till 7, 8 o'clock at night, 9 o'clock at night. It depends what, I go anywhere for about 50 to 80 hours a week. Mm-hmm. Depending if it's not harvest season. A lot of my customers are farmers. Mm-hmm. So like right now, luckily it rained. If not, I wouldn't be here right now. I'd be out working on a planter or a sprayer or tractor in the field right now.
They can't get in the field, so there's nothing breaking, so you're safe today.
Yep, exactly.
With all the rain going on.
Yeah. I say about 50 to 80 hours a week, pending what crop is out. So,
what brought you into being a mechanic? What made your desire to be a heavy equipment mechanic?
Man, growing up, not much money, honestly. Just see my dad working. My dad's been a farmer his whole life, so I started on the farm with my dad when I was like 5, and he'd work on stuff. So I watched him work on stuff, and I learned to work on things with him. So that's just, for me, it's normal. And people, say honestly, I guess I'm mechanically inclined, which is, I don't think I'm mechanically inclined. I read a lot, I learned a lot, but
you got to be pretty smart these days. It's not just part changing. You got to really learn to use a computer, and there's a lot of technology in everything now. Not only vehicles we drive, but the farm equipment and industrial equipment, construction equipment. It's all automated and electronic now, so not anybody can just go work on that stuff.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, my thing is electronics, diagnostic, troubleshooting. Like, I love to work on stuff people can't figure out. That's a big thing. That's what I like. My favorite thing to do. Yeah. So I use a diesel laptop. I connect to that and regen trucks.
That's why I call you.
Regen trucks, tractors, maintainers. Basically just anything diesel engine wise. A lot of pick farm trucks for me. It's fun doing what I do. I guess honestly, I enjoy it. You can't do nothing else.
So you spent a lot of time with your dad when you was a kid, working and fixing stuff on the farm and making things work, and pretty much all started from there. Yeah,
from him, because I grew up, on the farm with him, because my dad. So like I said earlier, my dad worked farm his whole life, and I was up there since I was literally 5 years old, sitting in his lap driving a tractor, and he'd get off, work on stuff. I'd get off with them, and as I got older, I picked up, working on fixing our trucks and vehicles when I mess up, and because you really couldn't afford to pay nobody to do it, because back then, like, farmers didn't make a lot of money. Farmhands didn't make quite a bit of money, so I learned a lot on my own after him, and I read a lot. Honestly, I read a lot from book wise, and back in the day when Property Mechanics was a book, I remember that Property Mechanics books, reading those about cars, and they're about diagrams, schematics, and stuff like that, and it's just. But honestly, I guess I was just tell me that I was mechanically inclined.
So you got lots of time with your dad. Pretty much, dad went to work. You went to work with dad.
Yep. Yeah. Like, even growing up as a kid, when I started staying in school, like summertime, I guess most people, live like like their camps and baseballs. I was on the farm working with my dad.
You went to work. Yep.
Yeah. Like, I was from, I think, 11 to 12. Fields, hoeing, moving set pipe, this and that, and I said to my kid something, I want Nathaniel, my son Nathaniel, to do the same thing, but then he well, you don't want to work like you did. I said, well, no, because I actually lived actual childhood. I worked as a child, so so now what I do for a living, since I kind of do, since her family farms, I well, he can mess with the farm stuff, she's like, well, no, well, it's kind of true, because You don't live a life, you just work.
You want them to learn how to work, and you want them to learn something. You want time with them, but then again, you don't want them to be working every day
That's
and
exactly
going down the road you went. That's a struggle. We got to try to find a way to make some balance.
Yep.
We want our kids to learn and work, especially this day and time. A lot of kids are on electronics 24/7. They're not made to do chores.
Yeah.
They don't go to work with mom or dad. A lot of them don't even want to do stuff, pick up their room. It's a fight and hassle. I think it's important, kids getting to see their parents work so they learn and know how to work. They get to go to work with their parents, but also as we grew up and what we went through, you and I both were similar in those paths, is, we do want some more of a balance with our kids.
Yeah.
And our kids to have a little more fun time other than just work time.
Yeah.
So talking about Nathaniel, how is he live with you full time or?
No, it's almost like I guess like a 40-60 split with us.
Okay.
And it's he's like right now right now June he'll be with me for first weekend, second weekend, Father's Day, third weekend, then end of that thing. And this month he'll be with her. Then July he's all here whole month again, July.
Okay.
And it's split, when it's like every other, like first, third, and fifth of the weekend
Yes.
with me, and take him. He's here on Thursday after school. Take him back to school Monday morning.
How is the co-parenting going with mom?
It's honestly gotten better to what it did years ago. Honestly, at first, the first times were pretty difficult. As just it's more, I guess, communication than trying to do something that makes somebody mad and argue. There's no point in it because when you look at it, your child's watching you too. Your child sees what's going on.
They're sponges. They see everything. They learn everything that mom and dad does. They watch the games that mom and dad does. They watch the little white lies that mom and dad does against the other parent. Kids sponges. They soak it all up.
Yeah,
And we're teaching them what to do.
Yeah, so it's when it down, I was telling or Kelly, my wife, and I was telling, I'll never talk bad about his mom in front of him. To me, I always want him to love and respect his mom. Just something I will never do. No matter how much you hate each other or how much you hate it between y'all, it's not just the main thing. Always showing that you respect his mom. That way, he'll always look. My dad still respects my mom. This and that. He'll never have nothing to hold against her, whatever will happen. So it's just always my best to show respect for her. That way, he sees that.
Right. And that's important because not only you're teaching him respect towards his mom, and you're being respectful to his mom so he don't take it defensive, but you're also teaching him to be respectful as a whole.
Respectful, have manners towards.
And I think a lot of parents miss the boat on that one. They think they want to throw the dirty laundry out there against dad or mom and this and that, and yet they don't realize that not only are you damaging your child, you're programming your child with the shit you're saying, but also you're showing that child you don't respect them. Can you anything you're comfortable sharing with us about some of the issues you had with?
I guess back then, it'd have been I guess the hardest thing for me was relationships with I guess her having relationships after we were not together no more. I didn't have a relationship for like 5 years, 6 years. I just focused working and taking care of my son at that. Like that's it. That's all I did. And I just noticed her it was like that bad sense, just like revolving doors. Bad as that sounds to say about somebody, but like it's just different relationship. It's just I didn't want my son to see that. Look, daddy got another girl, or daddy got a girlfriend. Daddy, no, I couldn't do that.
Right.
My biggest thing, is just different relationships, people in his life constantly. I did not want to do that, because thankfully, like me, it got look like I, with my wife now, Kelly, we were together for 4.5, 5 years. So it's just, it was the one person who was around, and he knew her from church. On top of that, she was his actual teacher from children's ministry. So it's just, he kind of knew her too. That's the good part about that. But yeah, that's the hardest thing for me is just different relationships constantly. Different men in his life. That was the hard part for me.
it's not really healthy for kids to show inconsistency like that. It really they learn lots of scars and wounds. There's lots of feelings and emotions that they struggle with and don't understand at young ages and also in their teenage ages. I've been through that with my older kids and also my youngest, so I know exactly what you're talking about. Myself, like you, I put my kids first, and I chose not to, I guess the word is, bring people in and shack up around my kids. That's one thing I haven't done. And I chose to not do that out of being respectful for my kids.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, it's always one-sided. It seems it doesn't always happen like that. And it's from your situation, we're similar in a lot of situations. If we shared our stories before talking on the back of the tailgate.
Yeah.
How does struggling with your transition from being a single dad and having to work and not getting to see your kid and going through the crap that you did with your ex, how did you cope and handle that?
Man, that was probably the hardest, because that was the hardest part for it, you know. Honestly, at that point, bad as it says, I drank a lot, you know, just because you don't want to, you know, put away your, drown, I guess, your sorrows, basically, you know, drown your sorrows, drown your depression, drown your sadness in it, you know, and
Sad and depressed.
yeah, it's just try not to think about it.
Bury yourself in work and
Yeah, so I did. You know, I'd worked anywhere. You know, that I worked for a different company before in construction and equipment, pipeline, oil field. So I'd work from 1 in the morning, 2 in the morning until the next day. When my son was not with me, then yeah, I wouldn't. We'd be here and they're working on stuff locally. But yeah, no, it's just it's you do that, I guess you like drown your sorrows in it. But thankfully, I quit drinking about 5, 6 years ago, so it's good.
yeah, alcohol doesn't do good. Alcohol or drugs is just, it's a coping mechanism people choose, and it's really not a way to go. It makes things worse, and all it does is compound problems and makes things even worse. You can go on and on about those kind of self-defeating games.
Yeah.
How was it you finally finding yourself moving on to another relationship with Kelly?
Man, I just honestly, I guess the best part, you know, coming out of a toxic relationship with somebody, you know, truth be told, I was passing by church one day and I live on South Slide Road, and something about church kept calling me for some reason, you know, so I started just going to church there, and I started volunteering with kids and there for a few years, and I wasn't looking for nobody. Maybe my time where when I was with me, we went to church. He'd go to children's ministry, I go to service, I'd come back, pick him up, and I got involved in children's ministries, and just I happened to meet Kelly there one time. She was actually in the children's ministry down there, and I just started joking with her and started talking to her, and we just hanging out more and more, and I really liked her and the person she was, and so yeah, I mean, I wasn't looking for nobody. It's just like thank God, just
It's a God thing.
yep. I mean, obviously, you know, you meet at church and both in children's ministries. So I mean, you know, so it's just
Yeah.
not a better place to meet somebody at, honestly, because you're both doing the same thing, both Christians for a certain thing, you know. So it's just
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, you got a good supporting person there in your life. How does Kelly handle with the co-parenting how is she with Nathaniel, and how does she handle the co-parenting with Mom?
She does really good. Kelly's really smart, man. She's read a lot of our orders and stuff, and she's got a lot of stuff saved and memorized, and she's a really smart person for stuff like that. She does really well in Nathaniel. So she's known Nathaniel since he was probably like Nathaniel's 10, about to be 11 this year. She's known him probably since about 3 or 4 years old.
So yeah, she's known him a good
For
chunk of his
majority
life.
of his life, yeah, because she was, I mean, you know, he didn't really know her because, you know, she was his ministry school teacher at, you know, children's teacher at church. So yes, but they take, well, she loves him, he loves her. I mean, they get along very, very well, which is good.
Mm-hmm.
Co-parenting, sometimes it's hard, you know. Sometimes, like she's told me, you know, sometimes she says, I'll let you handle that. You know, I understand her, you know, part, and you know, it's just it's hard sometimes, you know, trying to be like the other parent. you can't say something. Feel like not you can't feel like you can't say something.
It's tough being a step parent. You're in a
Yeah.
tough situation, and it's hard for them, and they're taking on a role, and they're taking on the crap from the ex. And I does she still get a lot of that? Y'all still deal with that, or is it kind of mellowed out?
No, not really. I mean, she just we know like I said, we always try to be respectful and mindful to each
Good.
other. That's
Good.
she's the same way as her. Like you don't try to, I guess, have more conflict. You don't want more conflict at all. Anything. You try
Right.
to do away with that. And just figure out what's going on, what they're mad about, what's the issue with figure it out that way. Just resolution to it right away instead of just dragging it out.
Yep.
So
The least amount of conflict around kids is the best thing to do.
Yep.
The least amount of chaos. And unfortunately, there's some people, and I've been through the ringer, that love to create scenarios and project situations to push their own agenda for court or to brainwash the kid or whatever. So, yeah, you're pretty lucky that you're not having to deal with that. So Nathaniel's doing pretty good, feeling pretty good, and enjoying going to Dad's house. Y'all pretty much half and half now.
it's almost it's like say we're at 40-60, so it's just like he'll be here for the whole summertime, and just when I go back to school, then it'll be again the same first weekend, third weekend. It's just
Yeah.
it'll go back to just normal.
I'd like to ask you something. I know you were in a pretty bad accident at work, and I know it was pretty devastating. Really, really had some issues there, and you're pretty lucky you're still here today.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Can you share that with us?
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. It's something you don't forget. It's as wild as it is. Yeah, driving back from Crosbyton, Texas, is part in the afternoon. It was already dark, probably 8 or 9 o'clock afternoon. My girlfriend at the time, not wife now, Kelly. She was at the church with her parents. Nathaniel had been out hunting with Kelly's cousins, so they shot a deer.
Mm-hmm.
And I was hauling a forklift from Wolford to Crosbyton. Got back, dropped it off. I went to the church, picked up Kelly and Nathaniel. Came back, set our Crosbyton Raws, and we're just driving. Like for me, it's normal everyday driving. Because I worked on a lot of stuff out there anyway, so It's just normal. And out of nowhere, I remember Kelly saw me a lot of it. She looked at her phone, ordered something for her mom. $1,000 back paying his game. Our dark Oreos with us. Oreos in the back behind me too. And all of a sudden, I yelled like damn or shit. Like, honestly, I can't remember it. And I remember swerving, and they're Kelly's freaking out because I can't remember a lot of this. The brain injury caused from the accident, and I guess someone lost a fiber optic spool at night off the back of a trailer, and then picked up and rolled across the highway, and it came straight at us going 70 miles an hour. So luckily, I swerved enough where it hit literally if not, it would hit directly on the truck straight on. If not, I swerved enough where it hit like my side of the truck, driver's side. And a piece of that spool came off, and a piece of pipe broke off, hit me in the back of the head, which I got the scars for that. And after, I guess, sent me off, we went off the road, and we actually hit a house. Bad as that sounds, but we ended up, I guess, in the kitchen area of the house where it went off and stopped there. And like I said, driving, after that accident happened, like I lost a lot of my memory on that part. I remember none of it. It's just like no recollection, nothing at all. That brain injury was pretty bad. Where I had I'm deaf in my right ear now because of that accident. But yeah, like I said, I had multiple brain bleeds. It was just a lot of stuff, man. But thankfully, Kaylee walked off the accident. Dan walked off the accident. They walked out, and me, I was laying there, friend Dusty was, trying, Jason, it's me, and Kelly's uncle Steve, Jason, it's me, and my father now, Richard, hey, I was so far gone from the accident, not far gone, but the brain injury is pretty bad, where I couldn't remember none of that stuff, and I don't remember anything after the accident, being in the hospital, being taken to the hospital. I had to be strapped down the bed, but about 2 days later, I start noticing I had the worst headache in my life. I was just no other feeling in the world.
Head injuries are bad.
Yeah, man. It was, people say like COVID headache, this and that, right? Like this. I mean, I told a doctor, but what made it worse, my pastor himself, Pastor Rick, at the church, he's like, I feel like I got hit in the head by a damn bat. What I got, as bad as that sounded to say to my pastor, but like, well, I did get hit in the head, but but I don't remember none of this. So I got hit in the head with the piece of the spool that broke off. But man, that was just the worst feeling, man. That's some pain, man. Just, and they couldn't give me nothing either because I had brain bleeds. It's like aneurysm, you have bleeding in your brain.
Mm-hmm.
So they could not give me nothing. They gave me some medicine to take the pain over, but nothing else because it was just like very little medication for that, man. It's just laying there, man. It's just that was painful. I remember that. That's just. But it took about. That happened? I think December the 11th, I believe. On a Friday on a Friday, I think, and. That was about going on 3 years now. And I couldn't work after the accident. I couldn't work for about a year. I couldn't drive. I couldn't walk right. Couldn't talk right. So I had trouble signing my name.
You're pretty lucky to be here.
Oh yeah. Thank God, yeah. Because honestly, man, like people, like they told me like I should have died in the accident. I should have died in the ambulance hospital. I should have at the hospital.
So from this accident, the struggles and everything, how'd you just make it through? How'd you make it with not working for a year? How did you make it with your kid, part-time dad and husband? How did that transition after that?
Thank God, man. A lot of people, just helped you with many things like, just paying bills and stuff, and and that Kelly helped a lot. Take care of Nathaniel, when I couldn't do a lot. She'd take him to parties here and there. So she did a great part in that. Amazing part in that. Helped me with him a lot, and even his mom would take him to the house. She'd come. He wanted to see him. She'd take him out. So, she did her part also. She helped out a lot. Just all the difference. They were set at the one point we're behind because it's just she was doing her part to help him out because he was in an accident with us. He had to deal with that crap too. Made it hard. Because he saw him in the hospital.
It's hard on him seeing his dad messed up.
He struggled with that for a while.
Live or not, or
what. Yeah, no. Like I said, just man, the people help me out a lot, man. I remember a lot of stuff. I really don't I don't have a good memory of a lot of stuff, but that first year, I don't remember a lot of stuff. I don't. Mm-hmm. That's the hardest part about that. And people say, they came and saw you like that. I don't remember who was here because as bad as it was, man, it's just, I had the effects of a severe concussion, whatever, I guess, severe brain injury and severe concussion. Mm-hmm. Like Nathaniel, he was 8 at that time. I tried to play with him outside and stuff, and just playing with him for 15 minutes. I was done for 4 hours. I had to go sleep for 4 or 6 hours. It was just not my energy's gone like that. And the bad thing about that, what made it worse, man, is having the part of that injury. I'm pretty much deaf in my right ear. Mm-hmm. Well, that changes your whole. It's crazy how your hearing and your smell changes your taste buds. Mm-hmm. Well, for a while, man, the hospital, they kept giving me hamburger meat. But to me, it tastes like it's set in the sun. Ran, so I kept spitting it out loud because they didn't know what's going on. Well, I don't know either what was going on because I can't remember a lot of the accident. And from to find out, man, anything to do with meat-wise, vegetable, anything like oil, fruit, vegetables, anything can I eat. I could eat pizza. That was it, man. I would get cheese pizza brought to me as much as I could. It was crap, man. But thankfully Kelly helped a lot, man. People around me helped a lot. Just people from church, I've been going to church there for I think 11 years now. So just people from church come by and talk to me, pray over me. It was the best part about it. Many friends, so just.
Well, it's good to have important friends. It's good to have close friends, your close circle, and I don't know what we'd do without them.
Yeah.
So, if you had any recommendations to somebody else that's kind of gone through your situation, what would you recommend? Other dads struggling to cope with situations that you've had to deal with, and any kind of advice you could give anybody out there?
Like I said, it's always. Some people, I'll put it this way, some people when they're, let's say, I'm trying to figure out how to say it. When you're in the situation, you'll never see it. You'll never see it till you're outside, Like it's easier to say that way. Like I said, man, just don't rely on anything else to help you not deal with your situations. Just like people, like thankfully I've never done drugs in my life, but some people resort to certain things, different things in life, and it sucks. It's kind of like a mechanism for somebody, coping mechanism for somebody to deal with.
Yep.
Drinking wise, it's okay to, have your beer with your friends, this and that, but that turns to everyday thing and every night thing into an all-day thing. It gets nowhere because you're just drowning your sorrows and you're wasting money away on stuff that you can be saving for yourself or for your child, money-wise. Man, just do your best to focus on your life and just making your life better. If you maybe one day you'll meet somebody, and just do your best to basically put the best example for your children to see. Honestly,
Exactly.
that's the best thing I can say about that. Be the best parent and the best example for your children to see. Daughters, sons, whatever you have, it's just because they see you, they see what you're doing, they pay attention to what you're doing,
They do.
They're
watching.
Like honestly, that's the reason why I quit drinking years ago. Because my son, I always, I'd be hanging out the farm, we work on self-tractor, I'd beers. I drink a lot, but like I drink, and he asked me, Dad, like, why do you drink this? And I'm like, crap, like, well, maybe. I noticed that, like, he's watching me already.
Mm-hmm.
He was 4 or something like that, so 4 or 5. He like, you know what? I think
They're sponges.
Time to just quit this and get rid of it. So I did.
Good. That's what's important. Tell us about a fun time with you and Nathaniel.
Man, I mean, we do dumb crap all the time.
One of the funnest memories you got with him that comes to your mind.
At the farm, I was working on a trencher, and he was 9 still. Out on the farm, you learn how to drive at an early age. You do at an early age.
Yeah.
And I was out in my truck, and I told him I walked across from the farms that say, "But do me a favor, get in my truck. I'm have you drive around my truck, come around where the implements at, go park behind me. I'll take the other forklift. Well, just follow me on the forklift." He's like, "What? I'm gonna drive." I said, "Yeah, you're gonna drive." So I've had him driving here in my lap and stuff here and there, before. Well, I learned driving on the farm when I was 5 or 6, so it's normal back. That was really normal growing up on the farm. Comment. And he got in the truck and got behind me. He didn't know exactly what to do already anyways. Turned it on. He got behind me, creeped up on me. Up front behind me, he was just smiling from ear to. It's just, that's, to me, that's awesome. Just
You
smiling.
finally got to drive.
Yeah, I parked up by the trencher to take the backhoe attachment off of the forklift. He started pulling behind me. I could hear him just whoom, whoom. I'm like, no, don't do that, don't do that. Put it in park, and shut it off, dude. That was it. To me, that's fun. Like a kid, you learn to drive. Like it's just, we have 4-wheelers and the UTVs and all sorts of stuff like that, and go kart. But like just driving a truck, it's. Freedom.
Feels like Dad.
Yeah, with your dad, it's
He'll
something
never
cool,
forget that.
So that was actually pretty fun. So for him, but it's fun to watch me see him doing it, which is pretty cool. Yeah.
Well, I want to ask you another question. What's the funnest thing you remember doing yourself as a person? Even back when you was younger, when you was a kid? Your childhood?
Honestly, I do remember that. I'm doing, like I said, childhood. My dad's from Mexico. His family and them were still in Mexico. And we're going to Juarez area, from El Paso, crossing the bridge there. And you're a kid. You don't have a kid in the world. You're a kid. I do remember that. I do remember that. You get to go see your other 30, 40 cousins. All of Mexican have huge families. 30, 40 cousins, aunts and uncles and stuff like that. But you live like carefree life, because I can go like to little stores and they look at me and say, "Oh, Alvarez, yeah." They'd give me this stuff, and I guess I thought it was free, but they'll probably charge my dad's for somebody's account with it, they get the bill for it. But it was different, over there in Mexico and back in the day, not now, but like it's less stuff to worry about back then compared to what it is now. But I do remember that going to Mexico, just like you live the carefree life, walking around at 1 a.m. with your cousins, going to the park. You see a band playing at the park. People were like that. It was crazy. It was, that was pretty cool to see that. Nowadays, just you can't do that over there. You probably could, it's just not safe. But.
It's very dangerous. Yes.
Yeah.
Times have changed.
Yeah, that's the huge difference. The times have changed completely on that part.
One last question. Tell us a fun time or something special about you and Kelly. About Kelly.
Oh God, when I proposed to her, man, I think it was, obviously it was last year. I had my friend Dusty's daughter Keely made a thing, says, "Will you marry me?" And she put in a box. I brought it back to the house, had it back in my truck, in the bed of my truck. And Nathaniel was like, we're at the house, and we weren't doing nothing, we're just hanging out at the house. I told him, you know what, dude? I bought Keely, I already had the ring already. I was like, you know what? We're gonna trick her at that. We're gonna tell Kelly I bought some more power washing stuff. I was building a power washing trailer, and so we're gonna tell her we bought power washing stuff, and I got something in the box in the back of the truck. I'm gonna show you what I bought. Then I'm like, okay. So we tricked her. So he's inside. We're in back, and Kelly's in back. We have chickens. Oh, Dad, you got the power stuff? Yeah, I got the power stuff. Yeah, it's in the back of the truck. He's like, well, you got more power stuff, Dad? Like. He started taking it serious. That was part of our plan. He's supposed to joke me. He thought I bought one power wash. I was like, no. I was like, you're like, oh yeah. I was like, oh yeah, it's in the back of the truck, right? So yeah, it's in the back of the truck. So I said, hey, you want to come see the power stuff? She's like, oh God. She found it out there and opened the box. And she thought, I guess she thought I had like a dog or something in the box. Like, I was like, okay, cool. So she opens it up and it's upside down. She pulls it out and it's just weird. She's like, shut up. Like, yeah. So, will you marry me? She's in Crocs. I think like shorts and a John Deere hoodie, and I'm in boots and pants and a John Deere hoodie. And Nathaniel's our like little camera guy, and he catches like pixelated pictures of us. Like, oh my God. That was the best part. Nathaniel's like the little camera guy. I was like, oh my God. He got our shadows instead of our picture. He got our shadows. He did I guess you do like the phone. You do like the panoramic view.
Yeah.
My arms like one over here, and then I picture my arms like Nathaniel, like, dude, like, bro, he's supposed to help out, man. Like, but to me, I was just Nathaniel. To me, I probably could have done something more elegant than that, but it was just.
That's all right. That's kind of your way.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, man, exactly. I'm sorry, but it was.
Yeah.
But to me, part of my favorite things with her. That was pretty fun.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Sounds good. And he got to learn from you watching you, so that's good. I mean, there's lots of things that kids need to learn from dads and moms. They need both parents.
Yeah.
So they really need both parents equally, and they need both parents pretty much, period.
Yeah.
Kind of enjoyed the conversation today. I'm glad you had time to swing by and you could jump in and have a little sit down with us.
Yeah. Normally wise, you're usually working. You're working. I'm working. It's just not much. Just we got to go. You know how that goes. So yeah.
Yep.
Sometimes it's nice to sit down and just have coffee and a conversation. It's nice sometimes too.
Yep. Kind of makes life go around a lot better
Yeah.
than just working 24/7.
Yeah. Yeah. Working and traveling. Yeah.
This is probably the first time we sat and had a conversation other than about work or fixing something, probably that I remember.
Yeah. No, I don't think we ever had sat down and just sat ever.
Talk about life. All right, everybody. That's our story today with Jason Alvarez. And if you do live in the Lubbock area, West Texas, you need some mechanic work, he does do a damn good job. So if you need his information, I can get it for you. Thanks.
Bye.
Had a feeling that I belong. I had a feeling I could be someone, be someone, be someone.